Right, this is our GovPol 2 assignment. Right, government policies affect the public services in many different ways, often resulting in the way they are shaped and run, as well as affecting the citizens they serve and their view on the public services and government.
The policies which we are going to cover are finance and equal opportunities.
A quote from Theresa Pearce, an MP, warns that detrimental effects the government cuts agenda will have on the police forces and individual officers. The government is cutting 20% of the policing budget in real terms by 2014 to 15.
This will mean the loss of 12,000 police officers and another 16 staff jobs will go.
Police officers today are facing a 2-year pay freeze, rising inflation and a real-term pay cut of up to £4,000. There are concerns that will prompt many police officers to decide to leave the force.
In a recent Police Federation survey, 9 out of 10 police officers who responded said that they feared their colleague would leave because they would be unable to meet ends meet. Theresa Pearce, again, on 5th July 2011.
The next one is military veterans. Up to 6,400 ex-soldiers, sailors and airmen and their families will be offered training to help veterans experiencing mental health problems.
Veterans and their families, as well as members of the service, charities and others who work with the veterans, will be given the opportunity to go on a course to teach the mental health equivalent of first aid skills and give people the knowledge and confidence to spot the signs that someone could be suffering and support them.
This helps such pressure groups like Help for Heroes and the Royal British Legion, as they're helping veterans, as well as it takes off so much pressure for these groups.
The funding for this is to top £22 million, provided by the government to support veterans' mental and physical health from 2010 to 2015, including a £1.8 million investment each year to support veterans with mental health problems.
Back to finance and blue light catastrophe. Devon and Somerset fire cut plans unacceptable and dangerous, according to the Somerset newspaper. The fire service is losing 17% of the government grant over the next 2 years, meaning it has to find £5.5 million worth saving. Under the plans, the fire ambulances in Plymouth, Plimpton and Plimpstock and Camel's Head will be on call rather than crewed full-time.
The Fire Brigades Union, FBU, report obtained by the BBC describes the proposal as the biggest cuts to frontline fire and rescue in Devon and Somerset in living memory.
Mr. Howell said the proposals were balanced and evidence-based. The cost of a full-time fire engine is about £1 million a year. The cost of an on-call fire engine is about £100,000 a year. So we can keep the same type and number of fire engines, but do it at a much reduced cost. He then rejected accusations that the cuts would cost lives. We save lives not by getting there quicker, although that is the key. We save lives through prevention, and that is why fire deaths are at their lowest level nationally for 10 years.
More should be done to make... Our next policy is equal opportunities. More should be done to make migrant workers more aware of their rights and responsibilities.
The committee called for more English classes and clear information on life in Wales, and for coordinated mapping of migrant numbers to help plan the services better.
Although there were few complaints of illegal practices by employers, the committee was concerned by long hours and poor terms of employment, and it was called for an employer's code of practice. Contrary to explosive headlines that immigration brings more crime, evidence received in this inquiry suggests that migrant workers were no more likely to be perpetrators or victims of crime other than UK citizens.
The committee took evidence outlining that far from taking other people's jobs, many migrant workers took on low pay and low skilled work where there were labour shortages. A spokesperson for the Assembly government said it was carrying out research in 3 areas to identify the number of migrant workers, their impact on services, and any difficulties they may have in accessing those services.
The spokesman said the research will be looking at how long migrant workers are intending to stay.
The researchers will use local and national data and conducted interviews with key staff in public bodies and with migrant workers to build up a better picture of the situation in Wales. A report will be published early next year outlining research finding and setting out guidance to help other local authorities in Wales carrying out similar research.
And there's obviously
These are our credits.